Y'all, is this thing on? I think it's on. Yo, welcome to another episode of that deep shit where we connect the dots. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about what is the third eye, part 2. Let's get it. Alright, so let's jump right on in, man. Sorry for the long wait, but, things happen. So here's the thing. Moving forward from now on, we're going to start to use keys to unlock the mysteries. We're going to start to use these keys to unlock the mysteries. And every time that I do a video, hopefully, I'll let you know what key I'm using to unlock the mystery. So therefore, you can unlock the mystery for yourself and come to your own conclusions and share your conclusions with the class. And that's how you really build. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. So in this video of unlocking the mystery of what is the third eye, we're going to use the key of the Trinity. That's the mind, body, and soul. All right. Or Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Father, Son, woman. Same thing. Mind, body, soul, Holy Trinity. All right. Kept the Chokma Bana, same thing. All right, so when it comes down to unlocking the mysteries of the pineal gland, or decalcifying and stimulating and activating the pineal gland, here's a few tips on how to do that, okay? So in the first video, I explained how the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere of the brain have these nerve endings, right? So what you want to do, you want to start to stimulate these nerve endings. And one of these ways of doing that is by utilizing the connectivity between the mind and the brain, two different things. You want to use the mind to stimulate the brain, okay? And one way to do this for sure is to open your mind. Like, stop being so much in a box. Stop being wrapped up in these constructs that have been given to you. Open your mind. Be free-willed. Don't think that anything is impossible. And in the words of the great Bobby Hemmett, anything that sounds insane, gravitate towards it.
Now the first thing you need to do to get on the God level is you got to start conditioning your mind.
Right.
And this is how you condition your mind. Everything that sounds insane, gravitate toward it. Everything that's logical, rational, common sense, throw it in the trash can. And what you'll do, you'll deprogram your mind till you'll start thinking mystical things. You see what I'm saying? Mystical things.
I remember when Bobby said that shit, you know what I'm saying? That shit was some dope shit. But yeah, anything that sounds outside the reach of what you know, that's what you start to dig into. Because we've been conditioned to think linearly. We've been trained by schools, religions, and parents and traditions and culture to only think a certain way. We have to think in all ways, in a 360-degree circumference of thought, in a very spherical way of thought, not linear, spherical. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first tip. Okay, so to do this, you have to activate or connect the right hemisphere to the left hemisphere. All right. And one tip or trick that I've learned to do this is to take a piece of paper, take a pen, and write out a sentence. Right? Write out a sentence. Say, I am healthy. I am health. Right? Yeah, let's knock out two birds with one stone, right? Let's knock out two birds with one stone and say, I am health, right? So as a positive affirmation. So we're going to write a positive affirmation. I am health, right? And if you're right-handed or whatever your dominant hand is, right, you're going to write, I am health from left to right with your right hand, like standard. I am health. But then write that, I don't know, 7 times. I don't know, however many times you want. It doesn't matter. 7's a good number, though. 9 as well. So now write the exact same sentence, I am health, but write it from right to left. Write it from like backwards, but not backwards, but I am health, but write it from right to left with your dominant hand, right? And if you really want to get freestyle with it, take your non-dominant hand and write I am health, or whatever statement you want, from left to right with your left hand, and then write I am health from right to left with your left hand. Now what this is going to do, this is going to activate and infuse the hemispheres, because with your left side of your brain, you know how to write. You've been trained how to write and how to spell a word. You know this logically, but you don't know how to write it from right to left or backwards. You don't know how to do that. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you're just special. But so you're going to figure out a creative way to get the mechanical thing that you know how to do done. So what this is going to do is going to fuse the right and left hemispheres and stimulate that active region, that hippocampus, hypothalamus region where the pineal gland sits, because those nerve endings in there needs to connect there. And that's another good way of stimulating the pineal gland, or just the brain and mind connectivity as a total. So that's one way, right? Okay, so we're still dealing with the mind, of the mind, body, and soul key, all right? We're still dealing with the mind, all right? Another thing that you can do, and maybe you can get a friend to help you with this, but you can create some flashcards, right? And on those flashcards, do something like this. Now you see here, this word says orange, but it's blue, right? Or do something like this. This word says yellow, but it's red, right? So why would you do that? It's another way of unconventionally making the brain work to stimulate parts of the nerves that are not active, the nerves that are dormant. Because what happens is structure of schooling, religion, and culture puts you in a box, and then you can't think outside of that box. So all these nerve endings that are in your brain, they don't activate. You see what I'm saying? That's a bad thing. All right. Just some tips and tricks on how to get your motherfucking pineal lit. All right, let's get it. So let's move on to the body. So another way to activate or stimulate the pineal gland is to change your diet. Start eating more raw vegetables, raw foods, more electric foods, foods that have high electricity in them. Dr. Sebi spoke about this a lot. You know what I'm saying? So change your diet. Stay away from fluoride. That calcifies the pineal. We all have heard that, right? So that calcifies the pineal. Stay away from dairy. Another way that calcifies your pineal and just calcifies your bones and creates arthritis in general. Dr. Jewel Pookrum spoke on this many years ago, many times. Okay, so watch the dairy. All right, watch the dairy. Just clean up your diet in general. Intake herbs. Okay. Here's a shameless plug though. Now, what you can do, you can run over to the site. if it's up at this time. I may have shut some things down because the site is under construction. But if this part is not open to the public, please email me and we can work some things out. But yes, there's a lot of herbs that you can take that will stimulate the pineal gland. And this is one of them. But it's always good to infuse your herbs and do a bit of a mixture, man. You know what I'm saying? And so you can always find dream herbs or third eye herbs that I do provide on newmysteryschool.com. But even if you don't get them there, there's a lot of herbs that you can find that, besides marijuana, that does stimulate the pineal gland and opens it up for real. Okay, so the intake of herbs is always a good thing. Water, intake of water. Water is very important and very imperative of stimulating the pineal gland. I'm at 10 minutes, so let's keep it pushing. Okay, so another quick little tip and trick to keep the pineal lit is physically. I don't know if you can see this. See that? See how I'm moving that? See that? Move, if you can move your ears. See how I move my ears? Alright, so I'm moving my head. Only like 13, 11, 15, 13, or 11% of the world's population can move their ears. I didn't know that. But if you can, try this out. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Either cross your eyes or move them back and forth. It's really easier to move your eyes back and forth. Move your eyes back and forth and move your ears. If you have muscles to move this part of the exterior part of your skull, that's a plus. So close your eyes, move your eyes back and forth, move your ears in tandem. Either hum, or put your tongue at the roof of your mouth and go ng, like ng, right? If you do all three of these things at the same time, what's going to happen is there's this area that leads from the inner ear canal. Hold on. This area is called, it's funny because I just had to go to the doctor for this shit. And I didn't know what it was called. It's called the Eustachian tube. The Eustachian tube. That's Eustachian. Right? So what I'm trying to get at is there's this area, right, that connects your ears, your nose, and your throat. But also, and it's like a lining, right? It's like a tube. It's like a lining. But here's the thing. So there's three different muscle types. Okay, there's three different muscle types. There's the cardiac muscle. That's your heart. There's the involuntary muscle, or the voluntary muscles that you move like this. It's a voluntary muscle, right? And then there's the smooth muscles, right? The smooth muscles are involuntary, that you can't control them. So they say. So they say. Anything can be controlled, but they'll tell you that you can't control involuntary muscles, right? And they say that you can't control the cardiac muscle, but you can. Anyways, that tube is lined with smooth muscles, right? And it sits right underneath the area of the skull where the hippocampus is, which houses the pineal. So what happens is when you start moving these muscles, all these muscles are connected. Like these muscles out here are connected to the muscles that are like in your jaw or inside of this part of your skull. Even your eyes have these muscles connected to the ends of them that reach towards this area where the, what's it called? The eustachian tube resides, right? So when you start to hum and vibrate and move those muscles, you start to move nerve or activate nerve endings. All muscles have nerves in them. All muscles do. That's how they work. That's how they move. So those nerve endings getting stimulated in that region will help you stimulate and activate the pineal. Okay? All right. That's just my own personal little yada like me. Okay? So, that's for the body part of the key. So, eat right. Just to recap, eat right. Clean up your diet. Drink water. Stimulate the pineal physically. Okay? All right, so now we're going to get to the soul part of how to activate and stimulate your pineal. The soul part all depends on you. Individually, you. The soul part is indirectly connected to the heart chakra. So, I should say directly connected to the heart chakra, right? So, what you must understand is even though the pineal really is the seat of the soul, it's where the soul mind connects. But the attachment of the soul itself to the physical body is through the heart. It's through the heart. So, filling your being with love. I know this is going to sound hella cliche, but love is the way. It is, though. I'm not even like bullshitting. I'm not even trying to be on some funny shit. But love is the way. So, filling your heart up with love and appreciation for all things, but which means understanding all things, and understanding and love are almost synonymous, because you can only understand something that you love, but you can only love something that you understand. So, finding understanding in things increases your love, which activates your heart, which powers the pineal. Your heart powers the pineal. And that's the soul part. So mind, body, and soul, get those right, balance those out, you should be good. Sorry for the long wait, though. If y'all was even waiting. Shit. Niggas kids didn't grew up since the first part of the video, since part one, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers done got vaccinated and shit. Stay tuned. More to come. You already know the drill. NewMysterySchool.com. What's left of it, please log on. Fuck with your boy. Almost done. The revamping of the site is almost done. I got some shit. Got some shit. Oh yeah. I will give y'all a sneak peek. Should I do it? No, I ain't gonna do it. Alright, man. I'm gone.